Hey guys, just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing right now. I just built a torch, so I wanted to show you guys that. I also got the cell running right beside me here, and show you a couple of more things that I've been working on and improving. There's actually been a lot of improvements and just in general getting further along in this project than it's happened in the last 2 years, it seemed like, or 4 years, whatever. It's been a long time since I've actually managed to do any serious work to this cell, and I'm happy to finally be doing it. And I also got a torch to show it. Just got some parts for it last night and put it together just now, and I wanted to show you guys that. So I'll flip the camera around and show it to y'all. Hey guys, this is the torch that I made from parts from Lowe's. And I think one of the parts is from one of the local automotive stores. Advance, I think, is what it was. This is the this is a vacuum fitting with an 1/8 inch MPT threads, 1/8 inch coupler or 1/8 inch MPT coupler, a needle valve body with meant for compression fitting, and then the copper tube for the compression fitting. And I'm going to see if I can zoom in or bring it close enough anyways. If you can see right there at my fingernail, there's one small teeny tiny hole, and all I did is crimp the tubing closed over a piece of wire that I had, and then soldered the other sides of it shut. I just wanted to use this idea to test it out, see what the flame looked like afterwards, and see if it would work for what I want to do. I will probably eventually make a fan flame instead, because I don't like the really long flames a lot of people have been doing. They're in my opinion they're not easily controlled. Not very wieldy either. It's a lot easier to work with a smaller fan flame, or just a smaller flame in general, unless you need a long flame, which is almost never. But a small flame like this you can use to heat up something like a larger body. Say if I was trying to heat up this section of angle iron here, I could heat it up rather than burning through it if somebody was just using one hole with a really long flame. Now, you would probably end up burning through it before you would actually heat it up. I want to use this as a replacement for my oxyacetylene and MAP gas torches, so that I can heat something up and form it if I need to. And the only way you can really do that with the hydrogen or hydroxy is a fan blade, I believe. So I'm gonna be trying to make some of those. And if you guys want some of these something like this, let me know. I'll see if I can fit together a price and all that. So, anyways, the cell itself is running. Now I'm coming up on about 8 minutes before I got to do my next login. So I figured I'd do a video in the meantime. This is the production I'm making. I don't remember where I got this hose from, but I think it's a 1/4 inch. The gas is actually pretty good. I've been pretty impressed with it. It has flashed back a couple times into the safety bubbler when shutting off the torch, which has shoved some water right here, which you can see. It's got a little bit of junk in there from when I made it, apparently. And then that's the piece of hose that I finally got to replace the other one. Still only have half of that tank filled, and that right there, that much volume right there is proof enough that these safety bubblers work. Because if that had blown, or if I had thought ahead, I would have filled up the water, but I forgot about it. And I had confidence in this bubbler anyways. But when it flashes back into the bubbler, it pushes down, extinguishes the flame front and all that, and ends up pushing water into that tube. But if it had gotten into that tank, it would have been rather disastrous. So, have faith in your bowlers. Make sure that you make them so that you are 110% sure that they will work for what their purpose is. As you can see, this is the production I'm getting right here. It's pretty good, actually, for considering it's only 10 amps. And 13.64 volts. This is that sheet that I was telling you guys about before. It has everything that I've been logging. See if I can do this through the camera. Alright, you got your time intervals here. This is the actual times that I did it. And then obviously plates per cell, and then total number of cells, which I'll explain in a second. This, if you can read it, is temperature for the cell. Let me see if I can refocus. Yeah, that doesn't look like it's any better. Anyways, that's the temperature for the tank, the temperature for the feed line. The feed line is the bottom line right there. And that's actually right where I showed it is where I measure it. The temperature for the return line, this is the return line, and right here is where I measure, because when I got it before, that's the highest temperature I'd gotten. Then obviously you've got the total amperage for the cell, and then the total voltage for the cell. The voltage for the cell, I'm taking right at the voltage source pretty much, so it takes into account all the resistance in the wires and all that jazz. I took a couple more of my multimeter lead jacks and screwed it into the blocks so that it's a lot easier for the multimeter to read it, and I don't have to worry about it slipping out when I'm trying to take a reading. And the amperage one is still on the DC shunt right there. I need to get that thing into a box because it's putting stress on the wires right there from the weight of the leads, and then when I'm working on the cell, I forget about it and end up leaning up against the crap, so I need to get that taken care of. Yeah, so the multimeter leads for my Fluke read the DC shunt. The multimeter leads for the Craftsman read the voltage. And then obviously we've got this assembly right here. If you give me a second, I'll pause the video and I'll go ahead and put this torch onto the end of this hose, and then we'll make some flame, buddies. There you guys, I wanted to show you guys a little bit better close-up of the end of the torch. I'm having to use my hand around it because it's trying to refocus to the table. As you can see, I only soldered the very tip because that's all that's really necessary. It keeps it cleaner look anyways. But that is the hole. The size of that hole is 1/32 or 32 thousandths. And all I did, I probably didn't really have to put some solder up here, but I wanted to do it just anyways, because the copper had actually formed very, very tightly, and almost didn't even see a line except for right at the edge of the hole. So I just went ahead and did it anyways. See how close I can get with it. There you go. I think it looks pretty darn good. But anyways, I'm gonna go and hook this up. Get to refocus on the tank now. Alright, there we go. As you can see, it's still bubbling away over there. Like I said, all it is a press fitting in. I had a... Now, I'll put this on sometime or other. I ain't worried about it right now. But... and there you can see it bubbling away again. See if I can get it closer. There, you should be able to see that through the camera, I think. And there's the flame. Let's see if you guys can actually see this. Yes, you can. Awesome. Alright.